Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we currently have some repair and refit to do. Not all that much though, that's going to get done fairly quickly. We're still interested in some vehicle salvages here, but let's get all of our pilots back anyway. So it looks like this is going to be done relatively soon-ish. Let's just move these guys up to the top, that'll be fine. And let's go through our pilots really quickly here, see what we've got going on. Whole lot of nothing so far, but there's some piloting for Gorgon, that'll be fine. Anything else? Yes, some tactics for Magus. I mean, that'll help with those failed sensor rolls, hopefully. But Magus is running kind of low on ammo. So we'll have to feel out how valuable the Centaur still is. At a certain point, we're going to lose all of the ammo in the Centaur, and there won't be much left to do at that point. We could fire Brick because he's been stealing med supplies and selling them while on shore leave. We're going to garnish his wages. Excellent. He is now dishonest, but we receive a -1 medical point penalty for 30 days. That's actually okay. We don't have any pilots currently injured, but that will likely change. So let's continue to tick forward here and get these mechs finished up. There we go. That is everything good to go, and we are now ready to deploy. So let's do exactly that. What do we have available here? We might want to consider, perhaps after this battle here, this is Comstar. We could definitely do this. We might want to consider running this primarily for pay, although getting some salvage here. Right down the middle, 1.4 million. And then if we get heavily damaged, or at least moderately damaged, considering moving to a slightly harder planet. That might not be a terrible concept at this point. So let's just get this deployed as is. Should be fine. We're not allowed to drop 8 units for this. Okay, so we're restricted for this particular mission to 6 units. In that case, we obviously drop the Trebuchet as unit number 1 to drop off here. The question is, what other unit do we want to drop? Perhaps the Wraith? I'm leaning towards the Wraith. Yeah, let's do it. Black Knight has unused tonnage, that's understood. See you guys in a moment after we're done with the loading. So here we are, all loaded up, and let's just hop in and see what we've got. Now this is going to be Comstar, so it's going to be relatively high-tech, and it is also going to be 6 units per lance. We've got them right out in the open. They're apparently amateurs. This might be simple. I only see 4 units here. No, that's a 5th. Okay, I didn't see this guy here. That's at least 5 units. There should be 6. Rain improving cooling a bit. Okay, sounds good. I think an approach from over here is absolutely fine. Let's just land here and let's head this way. Hopefully they don't have any reinforcements. I mean, it wouldn't matter if they did, though. We do have some allied units, of course. What do we have for allied units?
I've got your back.
Let's just update this here. Oh, hello. Okay. That is a second Comstar Lance, including a Blackjack that spawned out of bounds. That's exciting. Okay, so we see at least 5 here. We see a Cicada, a Vulcan, a Dervish, a Clint, and a Wyvern. So that's a medium lance. We should be able to chip through that very, very quickly. Out of curiosity, can we do attack ground while we have spawn protection with our artillery and just drop an artillery piece right there? That would be amazing if we could. But I think out over this way we see a Blackjack, a Cyclone, a Crab, and an Apollo. I think I want to send our Centaur this direction.
Commander. You've got hostile contacts.
We also see a Galleon and a Harasser out here. Okay. So the Apollo is going to, I think, head back over here. Positioning here for now. This is going to be a potentially awkward angle, but we can just brace there. The hoplite is going to position here and be in LOS of both of these. Beautiful. Their Clint moves up. We, of course, have spawn protection right now. Oh, I forgot to check if we could fire the hoplite's main gun there. I don't think we could, anyway. So I'm going to send the Black Knight up over this direction. There we go. Wyvern closes in a little bit. That Harasser closes in as well. So there's 12 enemy units in total. That Blackjack is just chilling out there. It is outside of bounds. I'm not sure if it can even move outside of bounds. So there is that. We do have our Shadowhawk. I'm going to send the Shadowhawk out over this direction. And we could only deploy 6 units, right? So that's going to be definitely narrowing things up a bit. We've got our fire support over here that's going to be attacking here, and our Black Knight that's out this way. And then these guys are going to try to clean up over here as quickly as possible. That's the overall concept. So the crossbow is going to position somewhere around here or so. Looks good. And there's going to be a lot of enemies, no doubt about it. So that crab closes in, and we need to start just eliminating enemies very quickly here, right? So that means that our centaur immediately moves into rear arc of something. We can get into rear arc of this Apollo. And I feel like that's a decent rear arc to get into. If we were to sprint out over here, that wouldn't get us there. This is the furthest that we can be and be in rear arc of the Apollo. Alternatively, we could get in rear arc of the Cyclone. I think we'll just position here for the time being.
Clear the way. I'm coming in fast.
And we're going to hit this Apollo's rear arc. This is likely a kill.
Here we go.
I mean, there was some AMS there. 8 from 25 hit by AMS. But we spread out that quite a lot. Bad clustering, but it's okay. We at least get some decent rear arc damage on that Apollo. So the crab backs off. Goes for the rear arc attack on the centaur. Misses everything. It does start a fire here, so the centaur will take a little bit of burn damage. But that's okay. That crab has very little rear arc armor as well. Okay, so now the crossbow. We need to figure out who do we want to attack with the crossbow. Let's check these hit odds for now. Best on the Vulcan so far. So that's going to be 52.7% there. Out over this direction, we could hit the Apollo. I kind of don't want to be attacking out here, since we have 2 mechs heading out over here, though. So I'm thinking we go for this Vulcan, and we go in ER-LRM mode. Good clustering there, but it was never really going to do enough damage to take down that Vulcan. But we did definitely soften up that arm, or rather that torso. So that's fine. They do have us outnumbered 2-1, though. So we need to start cleaning some of these up. No doubt about that. Our units, I would say, are significantly superior to theirs. And very little damage into our Black Knight there. I like it. We did even shoot down 4 of those missiles with our AMS, so that seems good. So at this point, our hoplite is thinking about where to drop its artillery, right? We've got that howitzer. And I think the answer there is we position somewhere around here.
On my way.
I'd like to drop it on this dervish, ideally. Do we want to fire it in direct or indirect mode? I think we're better off with indirect mode here. I'm also going to drop chaff countermeasures. Okay, we ended up basically hitting this Vulcan with the artillery there, but that did get some damage through. No doubt about it. It wasn't the greatest artillery shot I've ever seen. That's for sure. But we did get some splash damage there, I think. So next up is going to be the Cicada moving forward. Okay. How much evasive does this Cicada have? Cicadas are pretty fragile. 6 evasive, that's not that much. Really. I'm thinking about positioning our Apollo here, though. With the idea being that we continue to hit this Vulcan with our fire support. That Vulcan is significantly weakened. We got a structure exposure, but we didn't actually get anything into that structure. But this Vulcan is definitely weakened. We do need to start eliminating some of these enemies, though. So here in Phase 14, they have a number of movers. We only have 2. That is, of course, our Black Knight and our Shadowhawk. The Shadowhawk is going to engage up this direction. The Black Knight is likely going to attack that Cicada. Okay. Some damage to our hoplite. That's not shocking. We unfortunately did not shoot down either of those missiles. But the Shadowhawk is going to engage up over here. Oh, wow. Sprinting does not gain us, like, anything for movement. Okay. I assume it's because of the water. We can position it here.
Pulling off.
I kind of want to go for the Apollo. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Apollo here.
Firing on top.
Okay. So decent armor damage to that Apollo. The reason why I chose to go for the Apollo is because I plan... Okay, no damage on the Black Knight there. I plan to have the Centaur go after that crab. That should be a pretty easy one-shot for the Centaur. We just get in behind it over here, and then we just shoot it in the rear arc. That is the idea there. Now, the Black Knight, I would like to hit the Cicada, and I think from this side arc is the way to go. It's already wounded in the left leg, which this would be the left side. So yes, this sounds good. We're going to kick him, 65% chance.
Targeting for physical attack.
And we missed it. Oof. That is very unfortunate. The Black Knight is going to take a bit of a beating here because of that. We did manage to hit the Cicada with a lot of that, but missing that kick is actually quite problematic because our rear arc is exposed to these guys out over here. We'll see how it goes. That Wyvern is going to fire on our Black Knight. And yeah, we're going to take quite a lot of damage because we missed that kick. We have no evasive down.
Minor damage.
So that is very unfortunate. Phase 13, that is going to be someone up over here as well, I think. Or is that going to be that Blackjack? I don't know who their Phase 13 mover is. Oh, it's this Galleon. Okay, gotcha. We'd like to hit that Galleon side arc. It goes for the Centaur. It gets a little bit of armor damage in there. The Centaur is okay for now, though. And actually, the Galleon just failed to move, which is remarkable. Now, they've got 3 Phase 11 movers. We can't do anything for a while at this point. I think we've moved all of our units, actually. So they have a bunch that they can do here. A couple of SRMs into the Centaur. For the moment, that's fine. What else do they have? That's going to be the Clint. Okay, and it moves up and fires on the Black Knight. That's very unsurprising, given the situation the Black Knight is in. It's not in a great situation. Not in a great situation at all. It's not in cover, and it has no evasive. If it had the evasive, this would be better. They'd still probably attack this side arc, but we'll see how that ends up going. We definitely need to get the Black Knight moving, though. So, Phase 11 mover, this will be not their final mover. They still have 2 more. So the Vulcan's going to move up, also going for that Black Knight, hitting, like, everything there. And that's unsurprising.
Armor's getting stripped off.
It's very unfortunate that we missed that kick. Very, very unfortunate indeed. Because if we had hit it, that almost certainly would have killed the Cicada. And we would have the evasive. But unfortunately, we did not. Actually, going for the crossbow here. It does throw in a bunch of heat, so that will mean that the crossbow wants to dip into this water. Okay, well, we'll see about that. Next up, what do we got? Phase 10 mover. Somebody up over here? Yeah, this will be the Dervish. Okay. So it moves in probably... Oh, it's going on the rear arc of the Shadowhawk. Okay, I actually prefer that over it attacking the Black Knight. That is ideal, actually. Okay, now we get to move. And I would like to move our Centaur back over this direction. Only 7 evasive, but we're going to hit the rear arc on this crab. It has very weak rear armor.
Affirmative.
And there we go. The crab did indeed get one shot. So that is perfect. It was close to not getting one shot, but it did get one shot. At this point, the Apollo can step back, like, over here. I don't love this positioning for the Cicada. I'm thinking about who we would end up attacking up here, right? And I think the answer would be the Vulcan. We have definitely softened it up a lot, and depending on what's in this torso, we might end up getting a kill on that. We did destroy a bunch of medium lasers and a flamer, and we got a head hit there. So that's not the worst thing in the world. That was a lot of crits. So the damage output of this Vulcan is significantly lessened. The Wyvern moves up, goes for the Black Knight. That's unsurprising. It was obvious that they were going to continue to hit the Black Knight. So next up is our Hoplite. And I'm thinking this cluster of 3 mechs up here would be the way to go. So that would be just hitting, like, this Dervish. This is giving us an overheat alert. I'm not going to fire the ER medium laser, but everything else, let's see what we get. That was not a good artillery shot either. We ended up hitting out over here. That's sad. But we did manage to blind these guys a bit and get a tiny amount of damage in there. But yeah, the artillery hitting here was very, very unfortunate. I would like it if Brick would get better at shooting that howitzer. That would be nice. Unfortunately, he is not better at that currently. Now they're going to get to move their Cicada right away here. And the Cicada moves in and goes for the rear arc on the Shadowhawk. That's an interesting move because we want to move our crossbow down here. We might be able to get our crossbow into the water and rear arc attack the Cicada at the same time. So that's definitely intriguing. Next up, they get 2 more movers before we get to move our Black Knight. That'll be the Cyclone.
Watch the side.
Going rear arc there. Okay. For the moment, that's fine. Unfortunately, we didn't get those AMSs in, but that's completely okay. We want to close in with the Shadowhawk here. I'd like to take out this Galleon side arc if we can get there. That would be ideal. And then the Centaur would, like, circle behind the Apollo and go for the rear arc shot on that. Unfortunately, they have the flank on us here. Okay. Going for the Hoplite. I'm okay with this. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So next up, our Black Knight finally gets to move. And I want the Black Knight to make its way up over here into cover. And we're turning our other side here. So our exposed torso here is going to be out over here, right? Unfortunately, they did expose this armor. And we took a lot of damage overall. I'm going to fire on the Vulcan. We may stray shot.
Confirm.
That is a lot of stray shot, and we barely hit the Vulcan there.
Critical
Okay.
hit, Commander.
Well, that's rude. Immediately into the area that we've taken the exposure on, taking out a double heatsink for our Black Knight there. We do have double heatsinks in stock, so that's not the end of the world. That was, of course, this Blackjack taking a really long-range pot shot there. Okay, they're continuing to go for the crossbow here. I don't mind that.
Took a hard hit there.
Indeed. So we're now unsteady there. There's still a lot of enemies on the field. We have been unsuccessful at taking them out quickly, but that will start to change eventually. Yeah, I really want to get in behind the Apollo with our Centaur, so somewhere around here and then hit the rear arc on the Apollo. There's just so many enemies right now. Like I said, they outnumber us 2-1. Rear arc on the Shadowhawk. I like it. This is good. That is an excellent choice for us, not for them. Okay, next up, Phase 12 mover. So they've got this Dervish here. They've also got a unit over this way, I think. Yeah, this is a Galleon. So this could be potentially dangerous firing into our Black Knight, right? We'll see what it does. It moves out over here and goes rear arc on the Hoplite. I don't like that choice. I don't think that's a good option.
Heavy hits, Commander.
It does change what we're planning on doing with our Shadowhawk, though, because that's no longer a viable target. So with that in mind, now the question is, what are they going to do with that Dervish? We absolutely need to continue to move the Black Knight down this direction and keep it positioned carefully, because that missed kick was very problematic, and we knew it would be. They're going for the Apollo here. Okay, that's irrelevant. I don't care about that.
System holding.
That's absolutely fine.
Standing by.
So next up is our crossbow. And like I said, I'd like to get down into the water here with the crossbow. Unfortunately, we are not going to be getting there. So, well, we could sprint it. We would not be able to get there and melee attack. So our heat is too high. Actually, we can move the Shadowhawk right now. I guess we can move the Shadowhawk. Moving up into side arc of this Cyclone seems reasonably fine. What's the armor on this thing? Pretty low, all things considered. Hit odds are not great here. Did we fail our sensor roll? Yes, we did. Okay. Well, we'll do what we can to this Cyclone, but it's not going to be very much. So next up, what are they going to do with this Clint? That's the question. We are definitely in danger with the Black Knight here, and I would like to be positioning the Black Knight somewhere. It's not in a good spot right now, but that's just because we missed that kick. It all comes down to that. It really, really does. So we're unsteady, so we can't sprint with the crossbow. So I think that means that what we absolutely have to do here is we have to kick this cicada and not fire. Just kick it. And we missed that kick again. That's another 65% miss on that kick.
Reporting.
It's
Negative damage.
definitely unfortunate.
It's over the red
Definitely
line.
unfortunate there. Okay. So now they're going to move that Clint. They have so many units. They still outnumber us nearly 2-1. The Clint backs off and fires on the hoplite. I love this. That is great for us. That's really, really good. Okay. So next up, our Centaur is going to, as previously stated, move in behind this Apollo and finish it off. It's already softened up. This should be a kill. Explosion redirected a bunch of engine crits, component explosions, but it's not down. Okay. They're still firing on the Black Knight and still getting good shots with that Blackjack. No doubt about it. Okay. Well, that's fine for now. Our hoplite is... Where do we want to drop artillery at this point? Maybe on the Vulcan, but that's getting risky for our Black Knight. I think maybe we drop it on this Clint, and we hope that we actually hit the Vulcan. Do it. I'm not sure where that artillery hit. It hit somewhere. But it was not here.
Missiles are out.
It was definitely not here. Yeah, things are going awkwardly at this moment. Things have been going awkwardly for a while, to be honest. Like, this has been a long streak of awkward rolls. Like, in terms of overall mission seeds, right? The overall randomness has been very awkward. Structural exposure on the hoplite, and we need to check where that is.
They've blown past my armor.
So where is that? Here in this torso? That's a really bad torso for all of their shots to be clustering in. Because that's where our howitzer is, in the arm. So, yeah, once again, awkward. All of their hits are clustering exactly where we don't want them to be. Okay. This is going very, very, very awkwardly. Let's see what the Cyclone does here. It fires on the Centaur. Okay.
You need more practice.
It gets no damage done there, so that's okay. We can probably take the Shadowhawk in behind the Cyclone. But man, there's just so many of them. If only we could deploy all 8 of our units. But unfortunately, that was not allowed. So they missed the Black Knight. That's a bit of luck there. But we need this Cicada dead. Oh, the Cicada actually ejects. Well, that's convenient. Okay, we'll take that. Next up is going to be this Wyvern. So the Wyvern is going for that hoplite. I believe that's on the wrong side to make it into the weakened torso. So that's good. We do have the Galleon, or rather the Harasser over here, and we've got this Apollo, which the Apollo really probably should be dead at this point. There were 2 explosions that were redirected, but it's fine. It's fine. The Shadowhawk is going to continue to proceed over this way, I think, and eliminate the Cyclone. How much armor is on that Harasser? 230. That's not a lot of armor. It's also only got ammo for 1 SRM. or the other SRM is damaged. That dervish moves in,
Watch the flank.
goes for the rear arc on the crossbow. That's unsurprising. Deeply, deeply unsurprising there. We do manage to get some AMS in there, so that's good. The Apollo can position here, and we can just hope to get that Vulcan out of here. The Vulcan hasn't moved yet, and it will move this round if we don't kill it. But we have eliminated most of the weapons from the Vulcan.
This should be good.
Well, we finally got some proper
Critical
damage
hit,
in there.
Commander.
But the Vulcan is going to end up moving now. That torso is still kicking. Okay. And the Vulcan, if he walked over here and melee attacked us, which is his only real option, that could be a problem. So we'll see what happens with the Black Knight. But I'm concerned. It's going for the hoplite? Okay. That's noted.
I'm receiving you.
I'm definitely quite concerned about this situation right now. So the Black Knight, I feel like needs to move up over this way. We have to protect the right flank. So if it were to position like here, it's not great, right? We only have 2 evasive, and they're going to keep hitting our rear arc, most likely. We only have 2 armor in this leg as well, but we need to protect our right flank here. So that basically means firing on the Clint. And, okay, that's all fair enough. Ooh, structure exposure on the Clint there. That looks like CT. What do we got going on there? Very close to CT. Yeah, that Clint is close to cord. So that's a good start. Let's see who moves next. It's going to end up being this Galleon going for the Apollo. Okay, that's fine. We don't care about that. Completely irrelevant at this point. Next up is going to be... what? Something up over here? Yeah, it'll be the Dervish. Okay. So this Clint is softened. This Vulcan is very softened. The Dervish backs off up over here and goes for the crossbow. I don't hate that. In fact, I like that quite a lot. So at this point it's our crossbow, but it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll see how this plays out. It's a little sketchy. There's no doubt about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Katogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.